Hi, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my Stampin' Up! Studio. It's March, which means a little bit of bad news, a little bit of good news. We are 2/3 of the way into 2020 celebration, which means you have 1 month left for this catalog, which has so many fabulous things, and I'm running out of time to show them to you. There are a couple of things that have sold out, but there's still so much cute stuff like this mirror cap. All of the stamp sets are still available. A couple of things have sold out, the kerchief and I say that and I haven't checked today. I am using the bee paper today. There's just so many wonderful free things. That's the best thing about this catalog is the stuff in it's free. And then starting today, we have 1 month where we have some additional stuff, is Celebration Part 2. So this starts, well, I say today. I don't know when I'm going to post this video. It doesn't start today. It starts March 3rd. I may get the video up on March 2nd. So there's, again, so many fun things in this catalog. I will be doing a couple of drawings over the course of March. So you'll want to check my website, and I do have some free things with purchase in addition to these free things with purchase. But I'm going to concentrate, of course, this week on these because that's what's starting. So these 2 tutorials are already up. This one uses the foil paper, and I colored it with the blends, and I sponged the background. So this tutorial is already on my YouTube channel. You can check that one out. And this is called the it's the foil paper, something flowering foils, I think. And then this is the blooming stamp set, and it also has a tutorial up, and I colored it with the blends. It's so super cute. So that one is up. And then this one is already up as well, and it features the Rise and Shine stamp set, which is what I'm going to use again today, because I didn't want you to think that it's just for St. Patrick's Day, because it's not at all. I just adapted it to be a St. Patrick's Day card. So it's the coffee cups or teacups, whichever you want them to be, the mugs, and they do coordinate with the dies that were out in the holiday catalog, but you can still get them. You can run over to my website, and all of the links for all of this stuff for today's card will be underneath the YouTube video or over on Facebook or in my email. So here's the stamp set. It is called Rise and Shine, and like I said, it does coordinate with the dies. So it's a great set. It has coffee and tea, so no matter what you are, we got you covered, and I drink both, as do most of my girlfriends. I have a couple of ones that are anti-coffee. That's just crazy. A couple of them, 1 or 2 that are anti-tea. But when I saw this, the cups, they reminded me of when you go to a diner. And so today's card is going to be one that if you have, it's one of those odd occasion cards, let's call it that. You know, so if you have somebody who's going to be taking a final, somebody who at your office has an big interview for a promotion coming up, or, you know, you want to stick it in your husband's lunchbox, or, you know, your high school kid has a big project, you could stick it in their backpack. It's just one of those ones, and then stick a Starbucks gift card or one to your local coffee shop in it. So it's one of those ones that there's not really a reason behind it, but sometimes those are the best reason to give cards, just so you know that people know that you're thinking about them. Then it also has a double embossing technique. So we're going to use 2 different embossing powders to get the color that we want. So we're going to use the mug set first, and this is a reversible stamp set, which is able to then give us the mugs going both ways. So let's start with our little black. I have black and vanilla cardstock. So we'll go with the black, and we'll just use it this way. I don't know. And I'm going to switch up this card a little bit different than my original card, just so you can see a different look. So I don't know if this is the way my original one goes. The mugs may go the same way or may not. This is a Versamark pad. So just stamp this. Is that a fuzzy? No, it's just something on the stamp. My lights are, it's the circle from before. So stamp this. Make sure it presses everywhere. I could put my little pad here, but I don't have it. If you have the pad, it stamps a little better. I just want good coverage because I want it to be nice and solid mug. And then there's the little stamp set in here that says Rise and Shine. I'm going to stamp this where the circle doesn't. My cat's going crazy. She wants me to play with her. And then I have white embossing powder. So I'm gonna put this on with the white. We used to have vanilla embossing powder, so if you still have some of that, that would look really nice on this card. But since we don't sell it anymore, I opted not to do it, but it would look nice on this card. Make sure you get everywhere. So then you'll have nice, good coverage. And I'm just gonna stick all this back in here. This is just some scrap paper. I ship some stuff and I don't buy labels, so I just use paper. So whenever I do a bunch of mailing, I thank you gifts and stuff for February, then I have all half sheets of cardstock left. So get my embossing gun. Just gonna heat this up, and it's really easy to tell when this one changes color. If you've not embossed before, it's one of my favorite things to do. See, you can tell what's heated and what's not. So this is going to give us a nice white mug on our black paper. Which the main reason I'm doing this is so I have that nice black circle and the white writing on this mug. Because I did want it to look like we were at the diner in the morning. And then now that I've hit that on this side, I'm just going to do it over here. You don't want to go too long because it'll melt it and make it, whoops, be flat. So there's that one. My second one will heat a little faster now that my gun is warm. How cute is that? And all that overspray, if you're doing this on a card, you might want to knock that off, but because we're going to cut it out, that'll disappear. So I'm going to move this white because they look the same. The only thing that's different is the lid. And I'm going to pull my clear over, and then we're going to get vanilla cardstock. So I knocked something onto my pad. Okay, now the trick with this one is I want to have this sunshine that looks like the diner on it. Okay, and I'm going to take my mug, I'm going to clean it off just on my chamois, and then I'm just going to take it off and you flip it over. And both ways will stamp. And then to stick it back on, I find if you press back on the chamois, then that helps stick it on there, and then one time on here. Okay, now I need to put this direction. So I'm gonna take this little sun here, and I have real red. Probably should have given myself a little bit bigger piece of paper here. We'll see if this works. If it doesn't, I'll just get another one, and you can see sometimes we all make mistakes. So stamp this real red here. Gives you a nice sunshine. And again, ink this in the Versamark. Make sure you get a nice good coverage. Yeah, it's gonna fit. Just maybe. Oh, that handle's just about off the edge. But this way, if you do the red first, it's easier to see. I tried it the other way by doing the red second because it doesn't really matter, except for the fact that it's really hard to see that clear circle to get it lined up. Again, press it all nice and on there. But this way I was able to know where my my circle was on my sun. Pull that off there. This out of the way. And then this is my clear powder. You can see how close my handle is to the edge. A little close. See, it just made it. Should have given myself a bigger piece of paper. I didn't think about the fact, I knew that the mug would fit, but I didn't think about the fact that I was going to be stamping the sun first, and it needed to be based on how it was going to hit that way. Live and learn. Okay, so now I've got my clear. We won't be doing this card at camp, as cute as it is, because when I have tried to do clear and white embossing things at camp before, my lids get mixed up, and then it just is, people put the wrong thing on the wrong card. It's been years since I've done one of these where we've had similar colors. Look how pretty that is when that just embosses clear. It just looks like a mug. And you can see how much faster this melted because my gun was hot. So we have our second mug. Now they look like mugs. They look like they're glass. That's all the embossing we're gonna do. Then I'm gonna get my Rise and Shine again. Grab my black stamp pad. Make sure that's stamping okay. Since it had the Versamark, I just rubbed it off. My chamois is here. I could have done it with the chamois, and then just put this right in the middle of this. How sweet is that? Okay. Then we have, like I said, this is the B paper, which is also free right now. If you don't have this, you can use any black paper. I just liked the, again, going with kind of the diner, 50s diner look. Then I'm going to, my other one's mounted on, this is where I switched it around. My other one's mounted on black, and then this piece right here is red. So I'm gonna just kind of switch it to see what we kind of like. And then here's the piece I'm gonna mount everything on. So there is a stamp in here, and it says, "You've got this, but first," so you can fill in coffee or tea. I just want the Rise and Shine, "You've got this." I don't want to say "but first" anything, because I think the Rise and Shine, "You've got this" is perfect for sticking in the lunchbox, for finals, any of those things like that. Putting on a coworker's desk if you know they have a hard day coming up. If anybody's, you know, if people have a big doctor's appointment, they're finding out any kind of news. It's just a nice, you know, if you have a neighbor that you know is going to go through something, has a big day, just go over and stick it on their windshield wiper, on their under their windshield wiper. It's just a fun card to brighten somebody's day without having to have a birthday or a wedding or Mother's Day. So I've just inked the top. So I've just got the "You've got this" with my red. You could also use a marker if you want to. I'm just going to put this right down along the bottom. Just kind of center it. So got that. Then we're just going to cut out our mugs. This card doesn't really take long. The longest part is because I embossed in 2 different colors. And you could easily stamp them. I really wanted that porcelain glass mug look. And I wanted the mugs to be different. So you could do them the same if you don't have both colors of embossing powder. So stick this one here. And this is the one that's barely I'm gonna have to trim up that edge, I think, because the handle's off. But it's okay. That was a paper cutting mistake on my part. Just send that through. It just takes one pass. The nice thing is it happens on the white one and not on the black one, so it won't be as obvious. You can tell I don't really stress about my cards if I make a mistake. It's just paper. If it's too bad, just do another one. But this isn't going to be. So how cute is this one? And this one's pretty cute. It's just a broken mug. But look, you just take these, and instead of having this be straight right here, I'm just going to kind of round it a little bit. There, fixed it. And the edge of it's going to go off onto the white paper, which will camouflage it a little bit more. So I'm going to take these on here, and I'm going to kind of lay them where I want them. And then I'm just going to take a pencil. This is my watercolor. Oh, just a watercolor pencil. And I'm going to lift them up and kind of put a mark where the center is. Just like that. And you can see I have my 2 marks there. And then get the steam from my coffee. And then this gives me some place where I know that they're going to match up. Without having to worry that, try to lift my thing up. It's really inked. I just inked that. There's a ton of ink on there. I'm going to get it off my stamp. And then we're going to take this one here. And I'm just going to mount it to the card. And you can see that I want the handles to hang off a little bit. So I cut this smaller than what it needed to be. Then I'm going to take some dimensionals. Just need 2. And I like the vanilla with the white background because it makes this mug show up a little bit more than if it was white on white. Put that there. Add this here. And then I went back and forth on whether or not I wanted my stripes to go long ways or short ways. So you can do the card because it fits both ways. So let's add this on here and we'll just kind of have a look. And I might just do it different than my other one is, so we just kind of see. Because you can see it fits this way or it fits this way. So it doesn't really matter. It's just kind of however you want it. And I left the ribbon off. I didn't want it to be a super fancy card. I wanted you to be able to kind of have it, like if you want to keep them on hand, and then if you need it for a guy or a girl, works either way. I think I like it better this way, which is the way I have it on my first card. Stick this on. And the nice thing this way with the black cardstock is that it goes into those black lines. So really easy to get it straight. And if it's not straight, it looks. So here, it doesn't really look a whole lot different. Here it is on black with the red banner or background and red with the black. I think overall, you just notice the coffee mugs. Super fun. Again, this is a free set that you can earn in March only. The dies are available. If you didn't get them at Christmas, you may already have them. And then if you already have them, you'll definitely want this stamp so you can use your dies more. But if you're not on my email list, that's the best way to always find out about what's new, what's happening, what my thank you gifts are, what my monthly specials are, all that kind of stuff. And you can join my email list by just hopping over to my website. There's a pop-up that pops up occasionally. So that's what I have for you today. And I will have a couple more things from these March selections and maybe 1 or 2 from the other celebrations. And then I'm going back to the mini catalog because I have been away from it for a minute. So that's what I have for you today. Have a great one. Bye.